All right. So that replacement block I'm going to do out of basswood. So I've got one gluing up. I will show you what that looks like when it is done gluing. But I used this basswood strip and made 3 pieces that are roughly the size of the block I want, and they're getting glued on top of each other. But while that happens, I can put this back together. So I need to stick this stitch length knob in place, and yep, okay, that is gonna be lined up on top. It's got the square shank on it, so you have to pick the direction you're putting the shank, and then it has this very tiny C-clip that needs to get put back on it. So I'm gonna use my magnetic screwdriver Alright, I'm holding the button down so that the spot for the clip is right even with the bottom here, and you can see the clip moving a little bit. There. Pop it in place, and now that except I got that backwards. Let me tip this up and show what I mean. The knob turns this way, and then it rotates all the way around that way. So this scale would have to be here for the red and then the 0. When I took it off, it was rotated like this. So we need to take that, pop that, and turn it 180 degrees, I think. So get our popped off as I was rotating it, so that's nice. We'll just take our knob out, rotate it 180 degrees. Put it back in. Push it down until the spot where the clip goes is just poked out, and then use our big screwdriver to push it back down. And now we've got the scale facing the right way. All right. And then when we put our ring on, we match that to 0. Fine. There's the spot where that scale pops in place. Okay. Good there. And then, because we're just going to assemble this machine and test it out, I am going to put the top back on. So we'll pull these knobs and pop our reset lever off and drop it on the ground. And then we've got our piece of trim here. And then remember, we've got our indicator that needs to get reinstalled. So we'll just try to hit sometimes magnetic screwdrivers are really helpful, and other times let's try, they move the screws too much when you're trying to aim a screw at a hole. Also, the holes in this thing are big enough that these screws slip through them. So I'm going to attempt to get just one of these screws started. Okay. No. Alright, let's see if we can get one screw to start and then slip the trim in there and get the other screw in place. There. Okay, one screw started. Slip the trim in place, and now we'll get our other screw. Okay. Both of those screws for this indicator are in place, and I don't, wait, that knob doesn't have to come off for this, so that knob and this can stay in place. But this knob and reset had to come out. Okay, now let's and this trim comes in place, and I can't. Okay, so this indicator doesn't stretch far enough to the zigzag spot, or to the buttonholer location, so I'm going to guess that the stack is currently on the zigzag spot, and we'll just snug this down lined up with the zigzag, and then if we have to, we'll actually, I can just pop this lever on. And okay. Perfect. There we go. So we got the indicator in the right location. Let's pop our reset lever off. And then get the cover in place. And then when that glue is dry, we'll finish reassembling and putting the motor back in, and then we'll be able to give this a test. But go, got that to snap in place. Put our center screw in. And then so, oh. Okay. This plastic piece just slips in, and it's a thread guide to get the thread to go around this metal piece here. And back up. So when you thread, you pull out and you go around under this hook, and then this plastic piece gets it into the rest of the metal thread guide. And then when that plastic piece is where it belongs, this cover slips on. Oh, I've got the okay. I had the screw in the cover. This cover slips on and it locks this plastic piece in place, so it'll stay put back there. There's that top pin, and then the screw that goes up under here to hold the end cover on. And the pin for the top cover, or the screw for the top cover. And it's always easier to get this left-hand screw for the top cover first, and then once it's finally in this end cover, you can get the other two screws for the top to snug in. And I'm just finger tightening these because there's no good reason to tighten them more. We'll put our reset snap it on and get our pattern selector knob in place. And pull our reset all the way around. There. So that we're on our regular zigzag straight stitch pattern. And then we'll wait for our bit of glue to dry so that we can rebuild our tension block for the motor. So this 1036 Fashion Machine or Creative Touch, I got some basswood and I glued up this block, and then I used super glue to harden it a little bit. And this is going to fit in the side of the motor on the slide location so that this cam piece can stick in it and be used to tighten the belt. Which means it's time to tip this on its back and try to reinstall the motor here. So we've got our drive belt for the motor, which is turning. We've got the switch lever for the top, which is here. And we've got our motor. And we need to get our belt hooked on there. Well, and I already see the problem I made for myself. So oh, I can slip my wooden block in from the other side. Okay, good. Now we gotta poke our I think that was, yeah. Poke our plug in for the light. And now we've got this pin that we need to push into the motor from that side, and then we can tighten that collar. So that collar is tightened, and then this pin slips on this side into its slot on the motor, and we've got this C-clip that we need to pop in there into the slot, and then push straight down until it connects. All right, so that's on. And now to get our block in place, I'm going to slide it up from underneath. And then push. There we go. There we go. There, and I just push this piece in and got that pin to line up. And I'm gonna turn this until that belt is snug. And our switch is in place. And now, if you'll remember, I left this loose, so I need to no, I didn't leave that loose. I put that on the flat to make sure that we wouldn't miss it. So since we've got it on the flat, we can then loosen it and then tighten it up a little bit on that flat. And I'm spinning this to figure out if that belt wants to wander, but it doesn't seem to want to, so I'm gonna put this back. Actually, yep, the flat is under there. All right. Yeah, we'll leave it like that because I don't want it rubbing too hard against this outside, but also that flat only reaches so far out on the shaft. It's not milled the full length of the shaft. So all right. Okay. Now, this machine should, yep, it should clear without the bottom on. So I'm going to pop the bobbin out here and get the thread out of the bottom. And we'll grab our cord and do a little bit of testing before we put the bottom on.